Right on the money. Special coverage with Dave and Dujanovic.
All right, we're going to start this by talking about how to avoid Black Friday shopping mistakes and save yourself a whole bunch of money. I've got a list of 4 things you should not do if you're going to go Black Friday shopping, and you know you want to. But Dave thinks he's going to one-up me.
Yeah.
What are you going to talk about?
I have a different role in this segment. You will talk about the Black Friday shopping mistakes. I'm talking about Thursday. I want to talk about Thanksgiving. I've got some turkey tips. I've got some very important information. So you go ahead and talk about Friday. I'm going to talk about Thursday.
It's literally a better list than my list. You'll never hear me say that again. But let's start with Black Friday. Number 1 shopping mistake folks make on Black Friday, according to YLife. It's yahoolife.com. Failing to plan. I find myself in the thrust of this every single year when I run into Kohl's. I'm like, why am I at Kohl's? Like, I'm nothing against Kohl's, but why am I here? And then I'm just running around, like usually the men's section, trying to grab my son a shirt or something like that. I don't really have a good plan. So failing to plan ends up costing you more. You end up buying a bunch of gifts you never needed to buy, and nobody probably needs anyway. Second Black Friday mistake, falling for deals that aren't actually deals. I have some insight on this, but this is a throwback to the 1980s, which we all know was a really long time ago, Debbie. I mean, that was a really long time ago. I'm
guessing the practices probably haven't changed much.
I don't know how the practices are because I don't work in the back room at a men's store anymore. But when I did, I can tell you what our practice was. I have never signed a non-disclosure agreement with this place that was paying me $3.50 an hour. So you're lucky. You're going to learn this. We would get brand new merchandise in boxes. And back in the day, the boxes were made of cardboard. So we would rifle through the boxes, and we would pull out all of the, let's say there's slacks. Sansabelt slacks. Mm-hmm.
Sansabelt? Never heard of them.
1980s. Yeah, it's a big brand. I probably
You
still
never
have.
heard of Gerbeau?
I've never been to the men's warehouse. Hello. Okay. And we would, before we would ever put it on the floor for sale, we would look at the tag. It was printed back then. We did have printers. It was printed. White tag with black font. And it would say, let's say it said $25.99. $25.99. We would automatically redline it, and we would put $19.99 on it. So it would make you feel
It was standard.
you were getting a great deal because, my goodness, you found these Sansabelt slacks on sale for $5 off. We never intended to sell them to you.
At $25.
Never. We were redlining like crazy back in the back room.
So rule number 2, don't fall for deals that aren't actually deals.
I mean, just think about it. If it's a really great, it's like 75% off. Yeah, that's probably a great deal. But if it's just redlined on the floor, I don't know if they do that anymore. I thought it was super sneaky, but I still worked there for like 3 years.
It's
I
also
wasn't enough to quit.
It paid the bills. The thing is, it's so easy to double check the prices on your phone.
Yeah, I do
It's very
that.
easy. Just, you're like, oh, is that a good deal? Let me compare.
Yeah, compare. That's a great tip. Use an app for that. Black Friday shopping mistake number 3, overspending. I think SNL, Saturday Night Live, has the best skit on overspending.
If you don't have any money, you should not buy anything. Sounds interesting.
Sounds confusing.
I don't know, honey. This makes a lot of sense. There's a whole section here on how to buy expensive things using money you save.
Give me that. And where would you get this saved money?
Okay, but what if I want something but I don't have any money?
You don't buy it. Well, let's say I don't have enough money
Steve
to
Martin.
buy something. Should I buy
Yeah,
it anyway?
I mean, you know what your budget is. Don't be forced into overspending. I say lay the ground rules before with family members. Like, hey, are we just going to do a gift exchange? Talk about that over Thanksgiving, and then hope it doesn't lead to a big family fight. But talk about that over Thanksgiving dinner. Number 4, and then Dave's got his list, and he's antsy to get to his list of what not to do on Thanksgiving Day with a turkey. Purchasing gifts that should never be gifts.
Okay.
I'll toss that over to you now.
What does that mean?
Oh, you need to know what that means?
I'm not sure what that means.
Mistake number 4, purchasing gifts that should never be gifts. Don't give Aunt Betty anti-wrinkle cream from Sephora. Did that
Hey,
make
Dave,
sense? Let me say
I
that.
got some just
Let
for
me
men if
slow
you want to
that
get rid of some
down.
of those gray hairs.
Yeah. Don't show up at the Christmas gift exchange with anti-wrinkle cream from Lancome from Sephora.
I got
And it
you a
doesn't
gym
matter if
membership.
it's from Ulta. Don't do it from Ulta. Don't do it from Macy's.
I got you
Just
some Nutrisystem.
Don't. My goodness.
Those are great gifts. Oh,
A buy one, get one for Nutrisystem.
here's a dictionary.
You are not going to have time for your list. You are
Oh my
simply
goodness,
not going to have
I
time.
love that. Yeah, don't purchase gifts that should never be given as gifts. That's
This happens
Oh,
all
that was amazing.
the time. You know what I got one year? We're gonna run out. We gotta push your segment to the 11 o'clock hour. You know what I got one year from my husband? 2 sets of house slippers. What woman in the world would need to know it gets worse?
Oh.
Well, I have big feet. That's a secret. If any of you see me out in public, you know I have big feet. I mean, they're not small, okay? It's hard enough for me to get this body up and down the stairs without flipping end over end backwards down the steps because my feet are large and they always have been. No, he buys me a pair of house slippers and I'm like, ooh, oh, I love them. And then I open the next gift and it's another pair of house slippers that are so massive. They were like with a bear head on each end. Like something you would buy a 7-year-old child. And I was trying to make him feel good.
I love these Bullwinkle slippers.
And
That's amazing. One's Rocky Raccoon.
We had 4 sets of stairs all over our house.
Oh my goodness.
I almost broke my neck.
Well, so much for Dave's turkey tips.
I promise you, we will squeeze it in the 11 o'clock hour because Dave's put together an amazing list, but apparently mine was better.
Dave and Dujanovic.